Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 1 of Travel Talks on the World Walker channel. This is a series that's going to be more like a podcast, a little bit longer videos, where we talk about topics that are maybe a little bit controversial or topics that aren't talked enough about, in my opinion. So today we're going to talk about why people do not travel to the Midwest. Now, a lot of the time when I see watch channels involving travel like Credit Shifu and Ask Sebi, I mean, honestly, they live in places that I would travel to, and then you'd be like, hey, Ask Sebi, you want to hit up Cleveland? They probably would say, hell no. It kind of reminds me of that scene in Trainwreck whenever LeBron is asking his friend why he only visited him when he played for the Miami Heat, and whenever he plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's like, I never see you. And it's like, well, that was Miami. And it's like, what's the difference between Cleveland and Miami? You never see a Cuyahoga sunset? Come on. So I'm going to go over a few reasons why, people do not travel to the Midwest. And I'm going to go over some reasons why I think some travelers, or much more travelers, should consider the Midwest whenever they not only want to travel to new places they haven't been before, but get more of a feel of the country as a whole. I hate when people, honestly, they say this in the media a lot, and on mainstream media, whatever, is that the place that I live in, which is Cleveland, Ohio, Ohio in general, if anybody, there's a pro tip, anybody wants to stalk me, is that they consider it real America. And I always hated that term, real America. Like all the other states, they don't really count. This is real America. This is the heartland. This is where the Amish people live. This is farming, agriculture, and whatnot. I always thought that was crap. So, but the reasons why people think that the Midwest is not a desirable place, I think a lot of it stems from the media. I can name dozens of movies where they always give Midwesterners a bad rap. I think it's that we're stupid, we don't know what's going on, we're uncultured, and they just don't want to come in contact with us for those reasons and probably more. But I think that that's a bad rap. I mean, I will say that people in the South are a little bit more hospitable, because I used to live by Atlanta for a little bit. But it has to stem with the fact that a lot of these jobs and a lot of the economy, and especially by Cleveland and whatnot, have kind of bottomed out because those industrial jobs, those factory jobs, moved to Mexico. They moved to China and whatnot, places in Asia, and now not only do they have that, but they also have bad weather. Cleveland, Indiana, Michigan, even Illinois, Chicago, the Windy City, when we think about that, it's very unpredictable weather, very bipolar weather. And a lot of people, they just don't want to do that time frame where it's like, okay, well, now it's good weather in those places, but instead of going to Detroit or Chicago or Cleveland, I want to go to the Bahamas. I want to go to Florida and whatnot. It's almost like that's unbearably hot. Like, I never got that, why people go to even hotter places when it's the hot season. Okay, just go to those places whenever it's like spring break or the winter or whatnot. So I think media plays a big part of it, and the weather. I think the third reason is that a lot of people just think there's not a lot to do, and that's a shame, because I've been to a lot of places. I've been to Indianapolis, Detroit, Chicago, Milwaukee, obviously Cleveland, Columbus, all these different Midwest cities, and there's plenty to do, more so than a lot of people would give these places credit for, okay? So, for example, Cleveland, it has a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You go to Canton, it's a Pro Football Hall of Fame, And you find these places that are very unique. And whenever, this is something that I always ask myself before I travel, is that, what am I going to get here? What kind of experience am I going to get here that I can't get anywhere else? And with every major city, I think there's enough there to kind of warrant it. If you go to Detroit, you can visit Dearborn. I mean, there's no place like Dearborn in the United States. Nothing quite like it, at least. And, there's many reasons why to go to these, big cities in the Midwest, or the states in general. There's always something that you're going to get there that's unique that you can't get on the coast states, the coastal states like California, New York, New Jersey and whatnot. So I think people should be more open-minded when it comes to the Midwest, because honestly, we got more to offer than people think. And, again, it kind of ties to the media where it's just all... I remember they filmed a movie. It was awful. I think it was the actress of the Big Bang Theory. Didn't really do too well. It's called The Bronze, and it was filmed in my hometown. And, my hometown, it's a small town, but it's definitely not like cornfields or, farmland throughout the whole thing. And whenever I saw the movie, they depicted it as it was like straight up, like country, nothing's there. There's nothing, honestly, to do at all. And it was predictable to me because before the movie was finished, I'm like, I bet they're going to portray us as a bunch of hicks. And guess what? It was that way because, you have these New York companies, California companies. They're like, well, let's film, in Ohio. What they're to do in Ohio. So, even if it's not true to life, they're still going to perpetuate that stigma. And I really don't like it. So I think, anybody that lives in the Midwest, anybody that's traveled in the Midwest, like, give me a shout out, like, comment down below, like the video, because I think that, honestly, we need to get the discussion where more people go to the Midwest, because, honestly, a lot of these places, they need the tourism. LeBron left Cleveland, like, Cleveland would love the tourism, and we do have quite a bit to offer. That would help our economy for sure, but, once LeBron left, you got a lot of people going to the Q in downtown Cleveland. You ask them, what is the reason why you're here for? Oh, just to see LeBron. I remember an Ask Sebi video where he was talking about like different IHG hotels that he wanted to go to, and one of them was the IHG Intercontinental in downtown Cleveland, and the only reason why he wanted to go there was because he wanted to see LeBron play in the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then later I asked him, did you ever go to Cleveland? No. So I think that's a shame because, a lot of the people that have these travel channels, they live in nice places. Honestly, if I lived in those places that they live, I wouldn't really want to travel that much because a lot is there, a lot is there. And I'm not saying that, there's not a lot here. Definitely enough to travel to, like I said in my video, but, I would have less of an urge to travel, especially living there, because there's just, so much to explore, so much to do. And I feel like even if you lived there a whole lifetime, you wouldn't even scratch the surface, especially places like Los Angeles and New York City, So, yeah, any Midwesterners, let me know, because there's just not enough of us representing these travel channels. I feel like it's always the people on the coastal states, a bunch of money, probably own a villa. It doesn't, and I just want to represent more of the people in the middle of the country that may not have as much and may have to suffer through, weather that is not the most desirable, but give us a chance, guys, and girls and anything in between, the 52 different other genders. Give us a chance, So, yeah, let me know down below what you think. And, yeah, this is the first episode of Travel Talk. If you have any suggestions of topics that you think I should cover in this series, let me know. All right. Until then, take care. Take it easy. Peace.